Hello and welcome to this episode of I Don't Know Jack About Parenting, where today I'm going to be talking about fall traditions. What are yours?
So the big question is this: how are parents like us, who don't have a manual, who are doing the best we can, who feel as though we aren't enough, how are we going to raise healthy, happy children who we are proud of and still keep our sanity in that process? That's the question, and this podcast will give you the answers. My name is Ryan Roy, and welcome to I Don't Know Jack About Parenting, a podcast for parents who are being real with themselves.
Hello and welcome back to this episode of I Don't Know Jack About Parenting, where today I'm going to be talking about fall traditions. And what are yours? You know, it's interesting. You know, I make lists of these, and as I make a list of podcasts that I want to record and talk to you guys about, I often will sit here and have a list, just like I have a list in front of me, and I will rattle off 2 or 3, sometimes 4 or 5 at a time. I'll put them in what's called, in the podcast world, in the bank. We'll have them in the bank so that I can just post them weeks out and know that, hey, these are taken care of until I get another bunch in the bank, and then I could rattle off a few more. A lot of these podcasts come in the moment, and as I have my list of 5 that I was preparing for next week, I thought it was raining outside. Just to the right of me is an outside window that I had the shades drawn, and I just heard all this rustling up, which in recent months, right, summer has been the wind and rain. But what I realized as I looked out is it's beautifully sunny out, and it's the wind, and the fall leaves are starting to fall, as I believe today is the last day of fall and tomorrow is the first day, or the last day of summer and the first day of fall. And I was like, man, I love fall because there's so many great fall traditions. And we did Traditions Week a couple weeks ago, and I thought to myself, well, what are some amazing things about fall? I literally on Facebook this morning saw somebody post, fall is my favorite time of the year. I like the weather change, the season change. I like to welcome the cool weather. I love to see the leaves change. Now, I grew up in South Florida. We didn't have any season change. We didn't have any palm fronds dropping and turning orange or red or any of that. But I'm in Georgia now, and I get to see the seasonal changes without the dramatic winters that a lot of you may experience in northern states. But what do I enjoy most about this time of year? And I think it is change. You know, it's so interesting. As human beings, we resist change. As parents, we resist change. But some of my fondest memories are of this time of year as a child. This is an opportunity to create memories. So for me as an adult, some of my favorite things is the beginning of football season, right? We're a couple weeks into the NFL season, a few more weeks into the college football season, and just the tradition of getting together, gathering together as a family, tailgating, experiencing some food that we probably indulge in a little bit too much during football season. There's some of those tailgate foods, those burgers, those wings, those fries, those cheese dips, those artichoke dips, those types of things. Food brings people together, by the way. And I can't think of a better time to enjoy good food than in the season of fall. It makes me think of Halloween is right around the corner, right? That Christmas is crispness in the air as that cool air is coming down from the north and you're starting to enjoy it. You know, it happens here a lot earlier than it does in Florida. I remember in Florida saying, and you Floridians out there who may be listening, listen, it's like the 3rd week in October where you finally get that cool breeze. But I woke up this morning here in mid to late September, and I felt 62 degrees when I went out to the bus stop with my kids. So why am I talking about tradition? And I'll be talking about Thanksgiving and pumpkin pie and the leaves changing and, raking the leaves and making piles and the kids diving in the piles. And like, these are the traditions. My neighbors have foster children and they're moving away, unfortunately. And I'll probably do a podcast. I'm going to take a note on the neighbors leaving. But their son, which just turned 7 this week, the oldest one, he turned 7. They've been here a little over a year. This is only his second birthday that we celebrated here, because it's been there about a year and a half. And he says to me the other day when he saw a few leaves on the ground, he says, Mr. Ryan. I said, yeah. He says, are we going to rake the leaves again this year? And this was just a couple weeks ago, before they realized these kids, they were going to buy a different house, a larger house, because they're going to adopt these kids. And I said, you know what? I'm going to rake leaves this year again. And I kind of knew they might be moving. And I was like, and I'm going to be so excited for you guys to run down the hill and splash into them. Wasn't that fun last year? And he's like, oh yeah, I can't wait. See, it's those traditions of raking the leaves and having fun in that process. There's nothing fun about raking leaves, by the way, as an adult. The fun part is raking them and the kids diving into them like crazy people. And I have a 2-year-old now that can do this. He could go to the top of the hill, and at the bottom of the hill, and it's not a big hill, where the big pile of leaves is, he can dive into it and laugh hysterically, having fun with leaves. See, I don't know jack about parenting, but I get a sense of this. For some reason, in today's day and age, where we have a tremendous amount of stuff, we find ourselves buying stuff for our kids, when in actuality, all they want is our time and being creative. The other day, I literally sat down with the little one, Jaden. I said, hey, buddy, you're having a rough day. You want to color? Daddy wants to color with you. Do you want to color? And he went over and he grabbed all the colors. And why I'm thinking about this, because it goes into winter, right? And we don't have the outdoor activities as much in the winter. But they just want to color and have some time. And we actually colored some leaves that were in his coloring book. And we colored them all different colors, because I started talking to him about fall. But fall turns into Halloween, and the costumes, and the candy, and the cotton candy, and the fairs. Right? And going to fairs and smelling that cotton candy in the air, and the candy apples, and the caramel popcorns, and the getting on the Ferris wheels because it's crisp enough out in the air where it's cool and you can enjoy those events. It's Thanksgiving, where you gather and be thankful, in my house anyway, for anything that has happened and transpired over the last year. And we have plenty to be thankful for. And then that's kind of the end of it until it starts going into that wintry time where we start talking about Christmas. But when you think about Thanksgiving and Halloween and the fall leaves and the colors and the change. See, what I was saying a little bit earlier, I was like, we're so opposed to change in this world, right? But yet, if we accept it for what it is, like, there's change constantly going around us. But people in general don't like drastic change. But what fall brings, what autumn brings, is, hey, there's some beautiful change happening right now. The leaves are changing. Times are changing. We're growing as people. And if we could create some traditions around that, again, most kids that celebrate Halloween in their family, they remember that. They remember the pumpkin carving, the pumpkin carving contest maybe that you submit yourself into. My sons love, well, the older one does, the other one will grow a love for this, is getting the pumpkin, eating pumpkin pie, baking special goods around this time of year, having that turkey. I don't make turkey any other time of year. Turkeys, you guys know, y'all a bunch of crazy turkeys out there think you ever made a turkey at any other time other than Thanksgiving. Nobody does it. We may eat it out. We may buy it at a deli. We do not cook a full-fledged turkey any other time but at Thanksgiving. And what a beautiful gift in that feast we have, right? Nobody's baking a 27-pound bird for no other reason unless we're going to have a feast at a gathering of people. So think about these fall traditions, appreciate them as we're heading into this season, because it is a season of change that you can drastically see with the leaves. But it's a breath of fresh air that comes through us. And it's an opportunity to not only create traditions, but what do traditions create? They create lifelong memories. So create lifelong memories in this season we call fall. I don't know jack about parenting, but I know memories and good memories of a childhood are important. Help make them for your children.
Do you want to be the dad you wish you had? If so, Go get my free book, Be the Dad You Wish You Had, at BeTheDadYouWishYouHad.com. Inside, you'll find my most effective 40 tips to quickly and easily transform yourself into the ideal dad. Go to BeTheDadYouWishYouHad.com now and get it while it's free.